is the last question? Does anybody have anything they want me to discuss? Yes, ma'am. 30, good for you. Let's take a look at question number 30. 30, 30, 30. All right, very, very, very good question. Very good question. All right. So again, do you understand we just have to do the distributive property here to kind of combine terms? Do you agree with that? Right? So if I distribute the 10, I get 100y squared minus 1,100. Do you agree? Then I combine terms. Do you agree? And when I combine terms, I get 200y squared plus 6432. Do you agree with that? Now, the question is saying, what is a plus b? A is simply the number in front of the y squared term, and b is referred to as the constant. So all I have to do is what? Add those values together, and that's your answer. It's simple. Simple, simple, simple. All right, but now listen, I wasn't expecting you to understand how to do that. All right, what I'm trying to teach you is how you should intuitively know how to do something. Does that make sense? If I don't teach you how to do something, I'm expecting you to kind of think it through on your own, right? And most kids don't want to think on their own. They just want me to tell you how to do it. All right? Well, I'm not going to always tell you what to do. All right? I want you to be able to figure something out. And the SATs are brilliant at that. All right? You think you don't know, but you know more than you actually think you do. All right? So that's why I think everybody should have gotten that. If you got to this answer right here, if you got to the 200y squared plus 6432, you're in great shape. All right? You got no complaints. All right? You just didn't finish the problem. All right? Anybody else? Tell me.
I have question number 26.
All right, let's look at 26 real quick. Now, when we do number 26, remember it's called a proportion, so we cross multiply. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right, and when we cross multiply, I end up with negative 7 times x minus 5, correct? Mm-hmm. And then 4 times 9 minus 2x. Do you agree with that? Yeah. Bless you. And then we just distribute from there. You see that? Everybody good? Now again, I write the steps out for you, but if you're not sure about something, you can still let me know.
Why is the negative 7 going to be x minus 5?
Because when I cross multiply, I'm multiplying these two things together, and I'm multiplying these two things together.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
Multiplying these two things together. Yes?
So we basically just kind of enter distributive.
That's exactly right. You're distributing twice. Very good. You okay with that? Yes, sir.
Question 24.
All right, let's look at 24. Problems with fractions. All right, so let's see what I can do for you. You agree in this step, I'm just moving the 2/3 over and adding 3. That's not the problem, right? So now we need you to be able to, and especially you guys, I expect you guys to be able to say half and thirds require common denominator of 6, right? So 6, 1/2 is how many sixes?
3 sixes.
3, and 2/3 is how many?
4.
So it's 3 minus 4, which is what?
Negative 1.
Right, so that would just be negative 1/6 x is equal to 2. Agreed?
Yeah.
And then you multiply by the reciprocal. Everybody good on that?
Oh, I had that one.
Oh. Anybody on that problem? Yes.
Why do you multiply that?
Well, remember to undo a fraction, we say you multiply by the reciprocal. So if I said 4/5 y equals something, you multiply both sides by what?
4.
By 4. You with me?
Yes.
That's all. To solve a fraction, we say multiply by the reciprocal. Yes. Let's look at 23. Same process, right? Multiply by the. You with me now? You sure you're okay with that? So the reciprocal of 2/5.
I got 63.
60 over 2. Right? You accidentally wrote down a 2 instead of a 3. True? All right. Minor mistake.
I have a question number 5.
Number 5. Let's go to number 5. I like that. See if you followed my work up there. 5 squared is 25, right? 2 cubed is 8, right?
Yeah.
48 divided by negative 6 is negative 8. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Now the mistakes that usually happens are right here in this area. Right here. Right? There's a double negative there. Right? So this became negative 22, but then this negative here made it positive 22. You see that? Everybody made a mistake on that. All right, not everybody, but you know, that was where the mistake was made. All right, seeing the double negatives. Is everybody good with that? All right, now let's go down to the last problem. Got good news for you. A was what? A was 32. Does everybody agree with me?
Yeah.
But I didn't answer the question. Right? The question is, what is A plus B? So what's A plus B? So if you put D, pat yourself on the back. No reason, listen to me. When I make a mistake, especially on a test, I give you bonus. All right? So everybody can turn over your test and put plus 5 at the top. You get to add 5. All right? Doesn't matter. All right? Doesn't matter. No. The front of your page, everybody gets to put plus 5. All right? It'll just be quicker for me to do that. All right? So everybody gets to add 5 points to their test grade. Is everybody good with that? Everybody. Everybody gets a bonus. All right? So that'll take care of, if I marked it wrong, plus a little extra. All right? So everybody winds up ahead of the game on this. All right? Now, listen, do me a favor. Put that up. All right? Put your test up now. Back into your folder. All right? Keep a good look on that. And now, the only thing we need to talk about right now is 1-6. I felt pretty good. I felt like it was kind of easy yesterday. Does everybody agree with me?
Yeah. Just took
one. All right. It did take a little bit of time. All right. Sorry about that. I don't like to do busy work, especially when it's kind of easy. Did anybody have any questions with that? All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take it out and give it to me. I'm going to walk around the room, and then I'm going to give you homework grade today. All right. Plus, I'm trying to learn everybody's name because I'm horrible. Thank you. Oh, no. I'm going to try to get it back to you before the bell goes. Thank you. Perfect. Don't worry about it. I keep the papers together. I won't lose them. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Here we go.
I don't think these are really.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no. But I didn't understand that because it's 8, 32.
Yeah, put your name on it. All right, did I not take care of some sorry about that? How'd you get so tall, man? Sister's so short. Right?
My brother's so tall and I'm so short.
Oh, that is true. I should ask you the same thing. How's that happen? Right? All right. It was funny because she was like a little bit. All right, here we go. Now, today, again, I want to make sure, because some people didn't understand what I said. Do you guys know on Google Classroom I posted the answers, correct?
Yes.
I posted the answers to your homework, right? So if you're having some trouble, you couldn't understand a problem, I want you to open that up, and I want you to kind of take a look at it, see what somebody else has to say. Does everybody understand that? And then, I already had somebody come in the morning and ask for some help. I still want to help you in the morning. All right? I'm not saying you open that up and just copy down the answer. We all understand that, right? That's to kind of guide you through if you don't know something. All right? Because I think one of the most important things is for you to be able to go find out an answer when you don't know something. All right? If you learn to do your research, all right, you're going to be super successful. All right? And that's what I want you to be able to do. Go find the answers. All right? So I'm going to post the solutions when you're having trouble. All right, you can go find them. All right, is everybody with me now? All right, so today's lesson is section 1.7. So take out a sheet of paper now. All right, head your paper. Section 1-7, page 51 to 52, numbers 1 through 44. Now I might adjust that, but right now it's 1 through 44. All right, 1 through 44. So now listen, I see some of you guys, for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but Amazon is an amazing thing. Y'all know that? Amazon. You can order paper and get it delivered to your house in no time flat. So I'm sure if you went home to your parents and said, look, man, my math teacher, we're going to be using lots of paper. Do you mind if I spend $2 and buy a pack of paper? And you don't have to go to the store for me. It'll just come the next day. I'm sure you guys are aware of that, right? So come on, you guys, get yourself an extra pack of pencils, get yourself some colored pens, and get yourself some paper, and keep it in your notebook. And I think this little pack right here on the side is perfect for keeping your pencils and your pens. All right? So again, it's kind of annoying when you have to borrow paper every single day. All right? So go get your information. Go get your paper and pens, everything that you're going to use. So you don't have to borrow. All right? Plus, again, I love Amazon. I shop on Amazon. That's the only way I shop anymore. All right? Everything is just delivered right to my house. I don't have to waste time and go to the store. All right? So please take care of that. All right? Plus, you didn't press your parents if you said, look, I'm trying to take care of myself. All right? I want to get this paper out of the way. All right? Now, today's assignment is, again, I think kind of a continuation of the summer work. All right? You should have a good general understanding because you did some of this over the summer. The reason why we're covering it again is because it's a super important topic. On all standardized tests, they talk about domain and range, relations, and functions. All right? So what's a relation? What was it from yesterday? Do you remember? Set of ordered pairs. That's all it is. Perfect. That's exact definition. All right? Now, sometimes relations are classified as a special relation. All right? A relation is a function. All right? And a function is so important when you go to high school. You're going to take a class called Analysis of Functions. All right? That's how important functions are. All right? So what exactly is a function? A function is a relation in which the x value has a single y value. Every x has a single y. All right? So let's see if you understand my definition. Number one, is that a function?
No.
Somebody else?
Yes.
Why?
Because there are more than two that have the same.
Well, here's what I want you to tell me. Every single x, all right, let me get off this. Every single x goes to what? A single y. All right, -4 goes to what? -1. -2 goes to 4. 0 goes to -1. 2 goes to 1, and 4 goes to 4. That is considered a function. All right? Yes. Now let me explain to you when it's not a function. Look right here. If I say -4 goes to -1, and -4 also goes to 4, is it a function now?
No.
No, because this x value goes to how many y's? This x value goes to now how many y's? It goes to 2. Every x can only have what? One y. Can every x have the same y? Yes. All right? Every x can have the same y. All right? But every x can only go to what? One y. All right? So this is very easy. Very easy definition. Number one is yes. Number two, is that yes or no?
No.
Tell me why.
Because 6 goes to 9.
Yes. Very sneaky. Very sneaky. All right, 6 goes to 9 and 6 goes to 10, so that's a no. Is everybody good? I promise you it's very easy. You got to listen though, and as soon as you don't know something, you got to ask. All right, if you're not following along, if you can't answer the next question, you got to speak up. Question number 3, is that a function?
No.
No.
Wait. No.
Because
No.
there are two
There's
types.
two.
Yes, very good. So it's a no. All right, now I'm a little disappointed in the book because I don't think you understand this, except maybe from last year. Does anybody remember what that's a graph of?
Oh. That's
What is that a graph of?
Yeah.
And I want everybody to make sure you write this down. That's the graph of a line. Is everybody with me? And is that line a function? And the answer would be yes. All right, I want to explain to you why. All right, I want to explain to you why. Eventually, I'm going to teach you a big, very important lesson. It's going to be graphing. Right now, that could be the graph of the line. Does every x have a single y? Right? Now, how do we know that? Listen, there's something called a vertical line test. If you can draw vertical lines, I'm going to draw a vertical line here, I'm going to draw a vertical line here, draw a vertical line here, here. How many times do those vertical lines cross the graph? One time. So if it only touches one time, guess what? It's a function. Is everybody with me? All right, let's say my graph looked like this. Oh, let's say it looked like number 8. Is that a function?
No.
No, because if I draw a vertical line, that x value has how many y values?
2.
So it's not a function. Is everybody with me on this? So it's called the vertical line test. If you draw vertical lines on a graph and it only passes through it once, then it's a function. All right, so let's go back now. All right, so number 4, right now, I want you to be able to tell me that's just the equation of a line. All right, so because it's equation of a line, yes, it is a function. Everybody good? All right, so let's look at number 5. Is that a function?
No.
No, because if we draw this vertical line, everybody see it has what?
2.
There you go. That's easy. All right, let's look at number 6. Is that a function?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Now, I like what you're doing, right? These are just yes or no questions. All right? Just yes or no. All right. Number 7, yes or no?
Yes.
I like it. Yes. Number 8, we already said was what?
No.
Very nice. Everybody good? All right, here we go now. All right, now this is the most important thing we do. All right, on your SATs, they always ask you about tables and charts, and you got to read carefully. All right, so here we go. The table shows the total enrollment in U.S. public schools. All right, from 2004 to 2005, there were 48,560, 48,710, 48,000, 49,000. Write the set of ordered pairs representing the data in a table. All right, if X is the school years. All right, so if I'm going to ask you to do that, all right, we just write this down. We're going to write it as a table. And then this would be the year, right? And this would be the enrollment. Everybody with me on that? So now the x coordinate would be, I'm just going to put 04, 05, 05, 06, 06, 07, 07, 08, and then we'd write the y value, which is 48,560, 48,710, 48,948, and 49,091. Anybody have any issues with that? Just line that up a little bit. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you just write it as ordered?
Oh, wow. I did because I misread. Thank you. Very smart. Listen to me, I totally misread that already. All right, so thank you. It says, write it as a set of ordered pairs. When I saw a table, I just said read it. I just wrote it as a table. That's kind of silly. It's already in a table. All right. So again, you don't have to change anything, guys. You don't have to change anything. Just leave it alone. I don't care about that. We wrote it as a table. They said write it as an ordered pair. All right. So if you wanted to, the ordered pair, you don't have to, but the ordered pair would just look like that. Everybody knows that. We don't have to change all that. All right. Everybody good? Yes.
Remember I described the domain.
Well, we're not there yet. Okay, so we'll get to it in a minute. All right. So now, draw a graph. We're skipping drawing a graph. All right. Can everybody plot points in here? Yeah. I don't think that's an issue. All right. And why am I saying skipping? Because I don't really feel like doing a graph with 48,560 on an axis, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of silly. Don't you agree? Or I don't feel like doing 48,710. All right. So again, all right, to do that, you would just, create a y coordinate. Maybe you would count by what? 10,000s or something along those lines. All right. But again, how do I know what's 48,710? Everybody good on this? All right. I might show you something cool today on your calculator if we have time, though. All right. I think I want to do that. All right, so I'm going to try to show you something super nice on your calculator. All right, but I want to get to the end. If I get to the end, then you say, hey, show me something cool on the calculator, and I'll show you how really fascinating your calculator is. Amazing. All right, so here we go. Now, somebody asked me a question already about the domain and range. Somebody tell me what the domain is.
It's the x value.
And the range is that's all it is. So if I were doing this, we don't have to. Just put above here, domain, and what? Range. Now, I'm not trying to be so lazy, but again, I'm not going to write that all out again. I'm with you on that. All right, but I am saying you have to know what domain means, right? And you have to know what range means. If you don't know what domain and range means, you got to speak up. All right, is everybody good on this? All right, I think that was really easy. Okay? Now, number 10, we're going to get to. The cost of sending cell phone pictures is given by y equals 0.25x, where x is the number of pictures that you send and y is the cost in dollars. Write the equation in function notation. All right? So instead of last year, you guys did everything with x and y. This year, we're going to change the symbolism. So listen to me. Very important information. Y equals, don't write this, just pay attention. Y equals 0.25x. I'm now going to change that to function notation. Now, what do you think F stands for? Function. So instead of y equals, you're going to say f of x equals 0.25x. Now, I want everybody to write that down. All right, and now you got to listen to me carefully. Super, super, super important. Functional notation, something we have not discussed. Brand new information for you. What's the difference between the top equation and the bottom equation? Everybody's supposed to say absolutely nothing. They mean exactly what?
Same.
They mean exactly the same. One is just y equals and the other one is what? F of x. All right, could have chosen g of x or h of x. Yes. The letters just describe different graphs. Is everybody with me? All right. So somebody tell me, what does f of x mean? Y. So everybody with me? That's all it means. No, don't try to add anything to it. F of x is the same as what? Y. Y is the same as?
F of x.
That's all there is. All right, now let me explain to you why when you get more advanced that you're going to talk about f of x and not y equals. So if I said to you f of 3 equals 10. Look up now. This is something new. You got to listen. F of 3 equals 10 means when x is 3, y is what?
10.
That's correct. So what's in the parentheses represents the what? And what it equals represents the what?
Y.
Y. All right? So, if I say f of 9 equals negative 3, someone tell me what that means. Tell me.
When x is 9, y is -3.
You're awesome. That's exactly what that means. Everybody with me? All right, so I'm in good shape now. Okay? Now, it says find f of 5. How do I find f of 5? Well, let's look back. I want to write it over here. F of 5 means what is the y value when the x is 5? All right? So 0.25 times 5. What did I do? I replaced this x with what number?
5.
That's all I did. And if you have 5 quarters, you have how much money?
$1.25.
That's exactly right. So 1.25. So f of 5 is equal to 1.25. Everybody happy with me on that? Everybody good? All right. So the next question is, what is f of 12? So f of 12 is equal to 0.25 times 12. And what's 1/4 of 12? 3. Thank you very much. So f of 12 is equal to 3. Any issues? Any issues with that? All right, you're just plugging in the number. That's all you're doing. All right, you're just plugging in the number. So when somebody says f of 5, that means you plug 5 into the equation. When somebody says f of 12, you plug what? 12 into the equation, right? All right, does anybody have any questions? What?
So you just divide 0.25.
Right, because 0.25, listen to me, 0.25 is the same as 1/4, right? So 1/4 of 12 is just 12 divided by 4. Good on this? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. And now we're going to work together 11 through 19. All right. But I need your attention now because this is the super, super important problems. All right, that I want to work on. All right. And then if you get this pretty quickly, I'm going to just, we're going to go to your calculator. I'd like to show you something on the calculator if you have it. All right, if not, it's not a big deal. All right, so here we go, guys. Stay with me. F stands for what again? G stands for what again? Function. Perfect. All right, it can be any letter. It can be any letter. All right, it doesn't have to be F. So I want you to know we have two functions here. We have an F function and we have a what? We have a G function. All right, now look, this is super easy, but everybody thinks it's super hard because it looks complicated. All right? So if I say, and I want everybody to make sure you write this down, f of -3 is equal to, somebody tell me what I'm supposed to do with f of -3. For what function, though? For the f. So you write 6 times -3 plus 7. Now let's use your mental math on that. Somebody tell me what that is. -11. And again, get better on your mental math, okay? That's the answer. Now what exactly does that mean again? That means that -3, -11 is on the graph. That also means when x is -3, y is what? Now you don't have to write all that down. I'm just emphasizing that point. Is everybody good on this? What?
Oh, I get it because.
Good. All we're doing is number 11. I don't want you jumping ahead on me. Let's everybody take a look at number 12. Number 12 looks complicated, but it is what? Super easy. So f of m. What do I do on this problem? Someone be brave. What do I do? Come on, you got this. Plug what in? What letter are we plugging in? M in for Yes, that's same thing. It doesn't matter if it's simple or complicated. The complicated have the same rules as the what? Simple. That's it. So now we have a letter and not a number, so somebody's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Does anything change? Wherever you see an X, you put what? An M. So f of m is equal to 6m plus 7. Guess what? We're done. What does that actually mean? That means when x is m, y is 6m plus 7. That also means that the ordered pair m, comma, 6m plus 7 is on the graph. Everybody good? All right, let's let the fun continue. Uh-oh. 13. F of r minus 2. So somebody please tell me what I'm supposed to do with r minus 2. Tell me.
I'll plug it into the x.
Plug it into the x. So I want everybody to write f of r minus 2 is equal to 6 times r minus 2 plus 7. Now we got to clean it up. So you have to distribute. When you distribute, you get what? 6r minus 12 plus 7. So final answer, 6r minus 5. Beautiful. That's exactly correct. Any issues or concerns with that? Just fix it. You don't have to. So you're always looking.
So it doesn't matter which letter it is, it still
Goes in for what?
x.
Goes in for x. And sometimes they're going to ask you to replace x with guess what? X. Which makes no sense, but they're just trying to see if you follow directions. All we're doing is following directions. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Let's see who's brilliant. G of 5. I want good mental math. I just want the answer. G of 5.
21.
You are awesome, buddy. That is exactly correct. 21. Now look, if you're sitting there going, man, what is he? How did he get 21? You say, hey, I'm not sure how I got 21.
How did you get 21?
So again, we're plugging 5 into the what function?
G.
There are two different functions. There's an f and a g. We're no longer plugging it into the f, we're plugging it into g. See how simple that is, right? That's why you have to be careful. All right? Does everybody see that now? Anybody else having any issues? All right, I was happy with that. So let's check out 15. Uh-oh. G of a plus 9. Now, I want to hear someone give me an answer on this one. G of a plus 9. G of a plus 9. Tell me.
77.
77a. Tell me. Come on. What? Tell me.
2 plus 5.
You are awesome. That is exactly correct. Man, that was good. A squared plus 5. So now we can go on, right? Everybody's got that.
No.
No? All right. Tell them how you did that.
Well, because the 9's not parentheses. It's like for the one where it was r minus 2, they were both in parentheses. So I guess I thought that 9 would be added after you did.
That's exactly correct. You add 9 after you plug in what? Come on now. You plug in A, and then you add. So let's see. I plug in A, and I get A squared minus 4, and then I add 9. You don't need to tell anybody. You just got to say if you understand. Does everybody understand that now?
Yes.
Right, you plug in A, and then you add 9. All right? So, since that was so much fun, all right, we're going to try the next. All right, let me get this out of the way. So what number are we on? 16. So somebody who's brilliant, tell me about 16. Somebody tell me about 16. Someone new. Yes. Just tell me the answer. I'll let you explain it when you're right.
-8 minus 4. Is it -18 minus 4?
What do you think? Tell them.
Positive 8t minus 4.
Why are we saying 8? Why are we saying? Am I missing something? Why are we saying 8?
16.
Well, that's
Come
what
on! Come on! No. Tell us.
12t minus 4.
How much?
12t minus 4.
Tell me.
Negative 16 t minus 4.
What?
Come on.
Wow,
Oh, I get it
killing
now!
me. You guys are killing me.
I
All right, here. What does 16 mean? Plug negative 4t in for x. Now, this is embarrassing. All right. So, equals, parentheses, negative 4t squared minus 4. What is the problem?
Because
What is negative 4 squared?
16.
Not 8.
Negative 6.
It is 16. 16t squared minus 4. What in the world are you guys talking
So I
about?
was sort of correct.
See, we were 16, all right? Except you needed the t squared and the minus 4, all right? Yeah.
I didn't know it. I know
16t squared minus 4. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
Following directions. That's all we're doing. All right, so I'm going to try how 17. 17. I want someone brilliant. Tell me the answer after you simplify everything. 17. Say it again. What? Close. Somebody else. Come on, girls. What? What? Come on. Here we go.
6 cubed plus 13.
You are awesome.
How do you get
Wow.
Oh, I was looking at
Feels
G.
good. Feels good. All right, here we go. So, wherever I see an x, I'm going to put what? Q plus 1. So 6, open parentheses, Q plus 1, close parentheses, plus 7.
I was looking at the G.
So that becomes 6Q plus 6 plus 7, 6Q plus 13. Come on now. Don't embarrass me on 18 now. Somebody tell me what the answer to 18. But think first. What is the answer to number 18? Tell me.
19.
Wow. Very, very,
Pop the
very
point,
nice.
man.
19. Very nice. All right, that is 19. Because you're following directions. What does f of 2 mean? Plug 2 in for x. Now look, that's mental math now. Come on, don't embarrass me. 6 times 2 plus 7. 19. Plus, plug 2 into the g function. Are you having trouble with 2 squared? Or was it the 4 minus 4 that threw you off? 4 minus 4 today is?
0.
So you're fine. Oh, that was hard. 19 plus 0. Come on, 19. That was easy. That was easy. All right. 19 looks hard, but it's super easy. Somebody tell me what the answer is, obviously. Obviously, the answer is?
Negative b squared minus 4.
Close. What is it?
B squared minus 4?
Yes. B squared.
Oh, yeah.
Because why? And again, this is one I would expect you to kind of be a little, it'd be a little trouble. But I want to show you something. Remember, if you plug negative b in and put parentheses around it and square it, you can see a little better now, right? So that's what? B squared minus 4. So bear with me? All right. So again, I'm really happy with you guys today. I think that's good. Yes.
If there's a variable after it, what happens to it?
If there's a variable after. Well, if it's not in this problem, don't worry about it. All right, quickly before we go. Oh, thank you.
So, I thought when you add like the square part, I thought the square doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah.
The b squared is b squared. You with me on this? It's not like 5 squared is 25 and 1 away. The variable b is still being squared. All right. What time do we get out? 9:05. We still have, how much time do we have? Oh, so we don't have time for me to show you something about your calculator, which is kind of upsetting, but that's okay. So tonight, let's take a look at the homework. I don't want to give you too much. All right. So the homework would be, yeah. I don't think it's a big deal. All right. Especially these are super important. 33, 50, 44. All right. So again, I think you guys can knock that out for homework. All right, it's not a big deal. Set order per. Listen, do I want you to graph that again? Let's just say right off the bat, just cross out 26. I don't like that. All right, but everything else is super important. Everything else is super important. Do a good job on that tonight. All right, is everybody good? All right.